Welcome to CKC, Pivoting Your Career. I'm Carrie Patterson. I have over 20 years experience coaching people on everything from running an organization, running a company, to managing their own career. So I'm excited to share with you today's session about your strengths. Pivoting Your Career is a 6 session series. Last time we talked about core values, and this is really about the heart. You start with the heart. This is the why about us. And then now we're moving into strengths. So you hear people with the myth talking about focus on your weakness, and that's how you get to the next level. That is not true. 80% of what you focus on is your strength, 10% is your untested skill, and 10% is on your weakness of managing so that it doesn't sabotage you. So I'm excited to bring you this particular session, strengths. In each of these sessions, I like to start off with content from a book and then talk a little bit about my experience and give you homework because this is about you investing in you and making a difference for yourself. The foundation book for this is Strengths Finder, or Now Discover Your Strengths, version 1 versus version 2. And you want to start off with, what are you naturally gifted at? There's a Clifton Strengths assessment that you can take. It costs about $20, and you're evaluating, are you more like this or more like that? And it helps define what are your natural talents. When you do your assessment, it's going to roll up in 4 domains that Clifton Strengths has identified, and that's strategic, influencing, relationships, and execution. And don't get wrapped up too much into that, but just understand where the strengths align. If you're 100% in execution, it doesn't mean that you can't do strategy. And if you're 100% strategy, it doesn't mean that you can't execute. That's not really true, and that's not really the intent behind describing it that way. But I want you to be mindful of it so that if your execution and you need to do strategic things, you're going to have to work at it. It's going to take some muscle, a lot of muscle, that if you had a natural strength in that, then it would just be delightful for you to do. It's not a struggle, it's a little easier to do. There's still hard work no matter which category you fall in. Just know that there's a lot of extra effort if it's not in your strength. And it also could be your weakness. And if it's your weakness, you need to partner. That's the way in which you're going to be most successful. Managing your weakness is not going to help you. You need to partner. So just see where you land, know where you are, and understand what you need to do to kind of fill gaps of where you want to be. As you think about pivoting your career or what's next, the next chapter for you, I want you to think of how you would align. Where do you currently align with your company and where you want to go? So, as you start to evaluate it, we start with the vision, the values, the goals, the priorities, and then your strengths and the needs of the company. And how do those align, and can you get a match? As you think in terms of what do you need to do to develop, how do you get stronger, it's focus on your strengths. 80% of it should be on your strength, because with every strength, there's a natural weakness. So you want to focus corely on your strengths, 10% on something that's untested. So you'll get a list of 5. These are your 5 natural talents. And let's say you only use 3 or 2 in your current job, then you want to find opportunities or put in place things you can do the side of your desk or outside of work that helps develop different natural talents that you have besides what you use at work. The other 10% is about managing the weakness. And what I mean by that is prevent that weakness to cause you to stumble or sabotage the work that you do. So you don't want to overdo your strength to the point where it's creating chaos, and you don't want to allow weaknesses to be so noticeable that people won't want you to be part of the team. That's what I mean by managing it. So just pay attention, know where you're really strong, know when you're not overdoing it, but find that balance where you can be the best that you can. Once you get your assessment, it'll list out 5 different skills that you're naturally gifted at. And what you want to do is be able to assess each one of those. Where are you on the skills maturity level? And what do you need to develop that if you're in a novice or developing or intermediate to get to an expert level? What does it take to get there? What do you need? Is it more education? Is it experience of doing the task multiple times to get really, really good at it? Or is it exposure where you're actually teaching others? And that's what exposure means here. It's being a guest speaker on a conference or at a meetup group or for a company event where you're explaining and teaching others how to follow what you did in a particular skill. So this could be a number of ways in which to be exposed, but this is allowing you to be seen by others in the industry, within your organization, within your company, that you truly are the expert in it. Now that you have the foundation of StrengthsFinder, understanding what your talent is, where you are in the skill maturity model, how does it fit in the 4 domains of business, how to create a development plan so that you're focused in on alignment with your organization, alignment with your strengths, and are you in the right role? Do you need to look at other roles within the organization to really be your whole self? What do you do? So for me, as a leader, what I would do, I would buy bulk licenses. I'd have my employees take this. I looked at the problems that we had in the organization or challenges, the execution, delivery, because it is about results, right? You've got to deliver the results. So who makes it better? Who can you shift around in your organization to bring that rocket fuel, if you will, to uplift the team and get them moving forward? And I'll never forget this. We had a client that was just, hated every time we did a change. It was always painful. And it was like, okay, look at our organization. Who could kind of help this experience? And I found an individual who had woo and positivity. So, woo is winning others over, and positivity, you know what that means. But I I was like, okay, well, what would happen if we put that person, not their job role, but we just paired them with the people that were doing the rollout, but I had this person engage with the client. So it was a little bit untested for them on how well they could do with client engagement and the training aspect. And we had experts that could actually do the training, but more this person was engagement manager type, if you will, with the client. And let me tell you, the client became a reference site for us. They loved the experience. They were so pleased with this individual and how they just changed the dynamics through their natural gift of woo and positivity, that we successfully deployed that new implementation. And as I said, the client became a reference site for us, and they shared with other clients about their experience. And so we were able to replicate some and bring this individual, kind of grow them into more the sales and service side of the business instead of the development. in where they could actually leverage their strength. And we proved it out by putting them in a position of untested skills. And that's how you kind of make that magic happen within your team. If you're an individual contributor, you're not working with team dynamics. What you can do with your peers is say, okay, who can I best partner with? And have your peers take the assessment too and look at, are we all the same or are we different? Because the more different we are, the stronger we are. We want to have that spectrum coverage over the four domains. We want to have a spectrum coverage of things that are aligned to our business objectives, our business needs. And so I hope that is helpful for you to see how we leverage these strengths and get excited about it. Now that you're done with this session, remember your homework. Take the assessment, evaluate your talent, skill, maturity level, and then what role are you currently in and where do you want to go and what do you need to develop yourself there? Is it education? Is it experience or is it exposure? It's up to you to navigate. You have the compass of what's in your heart, your core values, and align that with companies that support your core values that you can live in harmony with. And then apply your strengths to make a positive difference for you and the company that you're employed with.